So the first thing we're going to kind of take a chat about is character building. Okay. Previously in one of our Zoom, I've mentioned this statement, and it's kind of a statement that I've condensed from hearing from many different top leaders, from John C. Maxwell himself, who talks a lot about growing businesses. And basically the statement goes that your rank and your pay tailgates your personal growth. So I'm going to repeat that. Your rank and your pay tailgates your personal growth, which means those will follow very closely to how you develop and grow yourself. If you are in another organization, perhaps, or in other businesses out there in the world, it could be that, no emphasis on this area about personal growth and personal learning. I personally have seen that that's how a lot of people plateau, in this business itself. People rise up to the rank very fast because, let's just say, they are very good salespeople. They have years of experience in sales. They're great at, putting the products out there, getting people to sign on the form, and then getting them on board. But after that, everything else is not steady. So they spike in sales, enrollments, and then basically they might just maintain for a while and everything starts dipping, everything starts crashing out. Give them about, some people half a year and they have disappeared from the scene. Some people 2 years, 3 years, and they're out of the scene. So if you really are interested in building a solid foundation in this business, you then really have to look at, how do I invest in myself? Because we all have blind spots. Maybe some of you grew up in an environment where things are not as abundant, okay? So you have to be very careful and calculate what you have, what you don't have. Sharing one drop of oil becomes very sensitive to you, okay? Yet another person could come from an environment where they have always had a lot since they're young. So sharing is not an issue, but they may become a little bit callous about how they do things because they don't see values. Just a little bit like how children could be nowadays. Okay, I'm just pulling in examples. You can have, children nowadays are pampered with choices. They go out to restaurants to eat. So if you bring them to a hawker center, they are like grumpy face, even though it's food, right? So they don't see value of things anymore because they've been too pampered. So either way, we all grow up with certain mindset and therefore certain blinders, which means we see things always as the way we have seen it, and we don't see it like everybody else, okay? And in order to realize what the rest of the world is seeing and how all of that is happening in our world, that requires a lot of personal awareness and personal growth. That requires us to stop judging things all the time and to sit down and learn and to reflect and to think about what that meant, not just for me, but for another person. And there are many means and ways to go about character building. In Young Living right now, every now and then we might have a leader who might come and do a leadership class. And a strong suggestion, I always tell people, go for leadership classes. Don't just go for product classes. A lot of people would choose that over leadership classes. As I will say, no, invest in leadership classes. In Singapore, we're not as strong in this foundation yet. So you don't see, we're probably like 95% product classes and 5%, maybe even less, on leadership. So my suggestion is tap into a lot of what the US people are doing. Okay, like recently, Monique McLean, who is the Royal Crown Diamond from Young Living, she was organizing this event called Multiply with the John C. Maxwell Group. And it's an event that was open for all network marketing people. The whole event is filled with industry leaders, top leaders who have really done well over the years. In fact, actually, this event is still open. If those of you who are ever keen at learning, go on to just Google Leaders Multiply, you will get onto the website and you can get a virtual seat, which means a recording that they've done. You can enter in the code Young Living when they actually ask the price, original price is $59 US. If you enter in the Young Living code, if I remember correctly, it's $39 US. The recording is available until, I think they've extended it to the end of April. And I absolutely think that it's something that people should invest time and effort to listen. There is two sections. There is the section which is led by John C. Maxwell and all the other speakers from across the industry. All very interesting topics, 20 minutes max for each person. Except John C. Maxwell, who talks for maybe 45 minutes. And then there's a segment that is specifically for young living people. You have the young living leaders talk and teach. So that's already one thing that you can put down on your list right now and say, hey, I might want to go pop in and see what this is about. And if I really want to invest in growing and listen to how top leaders or people who drive businesses or are very motivated and committed to growing things, I want to listen to how people think, okay? Because otherwise, when we operate in our normal realm, we do things the way we do. And because of that, that's one of the big reasons why we filter out and we don't see what other solutions are out there in the world, how other people think, how entrepreneurial people would approach problems, or how they would tackle certain situations. So it's very important for you to learn and begin to listen and try to. Okay, I'm an art student, okay? So the imagery in my head is like, you almost try to get into the skin of this person, okay? Imagine you seeing this person and then you're going like, this is one successful person that I respect and I like, okay? Obviously, don't pick somebody that you cannot resonate with. So as you listen to somebody speak and talk very often, or you read their books, you want to positionally think, like, if I'm in this person, if I'm this person, what is this person thinking? How is this person operating, thinking, analyzing, responding? How's this person speaking? Okay, learn. Obviously, the whole point is not for you to be a copycat and become somebody else, because that's not the point. It is for you to learn skills and begin to see another way of seeing things. That's valuable. Okay, so look at the character building part of business and growing yourself. There are a lot of other opportunities out there. In Singapore, some people have asked me before, there are courses like, for example, neuro-linguistic programming, which in short is called NLP. Those are useful because they have you begin to look at what are your personal fears, what are some of your belief system, because these are entrenched inside of us. And sometimes we don't even know what we believe in and what we don't believe in. Okay. But courses like this have you reflect very often and start to identify where in your life you have blocked off something. Okay. So some people I have, that I've worked with in the past, I've literally outrightly told them that there is something in their life right now. There's a mindset, there's something going on that's just blocking them from succeeding, that they will always approach things with a mindset that this cannot work. They look like they're working on it, but they will somehow subconsciously sabo themselves so they will never succeed. Okay, I've seen this countless of times happen. I've heard and met people who will say, I want to do this business, but, okay, so they say, I want to do this business, but, and their but is very big. It is them talking about everything else in the world that's not working for them. I don't have time. I have 3 kids and my kids need me all the time. It's expensive to invest in things. I don't know enough about the products. It's difficult. I can't call through to Young Living office. So the but list just goes on and on. Here's the thing. Are these real? Are these issues real? Yes, they are happening in your life. We're not saying you're making them up. However, the way a person has approached this is, I want to build the business, but I'm putting a lot more, I'm giving a lot more weight to problems. I'm saying that these things have a hold of me in my life. Okay, they could be big issues. They could be very real, like mummies who need to take care of their kids all the time. Please, bless your heart. I know how difficult this can be for a mom. Yet, if you are committed and you see the reason why you're going to build this business, and many of you, I've asked you the question, why do you want to build this business? Okay, begin to think about this. It's not just the money that you want to earn. I don't think people just like money. Okay, they don't collect money and sit there with the money and stare at the money the whole day. Okay, they want to create that kind of abundance in their life because there is something else that they're looking for. And that's the first thing in character building that I would suggest people begin to look at, getting deep with themselves and understanding what really matters to them, what is most important, what are their top values in life. And then that helps you navigate through all the situational issues. So people who succeed are people who have exactly the same issues and same obstacles that you have, but they choose to do things differently. They choose to look out of the box. Even in the toughest of time, they choose to say there is a way out of this. There is a way for me to organize this and to do this. Okay? It's a huge topic. I'm not saying this is all it is, but I want you to begin chewing on it. Already, as you start to kind of think about your building a business, whenever you find yourself say, hey, I want to do this, but, okay, and you notice all the reasons coming out behind, it's not about blaming yourself. Here's what I want you to do. List down all these things that you have concerns with. I don't have time. I don't have enough information. I don't feel strong enough in this. I don't have my husband's support. List it down. And I want you to begin to slowly think about things. Don't just look at these from the same point of view that you have always looked at it. Speak to people. Do less talking. Listen. Listen to what people tell you their point of view is. And listen to the people who have success. So if you're going to find people who are going to complain about the same thing, you're going to just strengthen your belief that, yeah, you know what, I'm a busy mom. There's no way I can do this, okay? You want to look for the people out there who are successful, who are doing things differently, and if you really feel that there's a challenge that you can't overcome, ask them for their opinion about it. And don't defend yourself, and don't go there like you're in this position to try to go, no, but you don't understand. You don't understand how difficult it is for me. Listen. Just listen. Ask the person like, hey, can I seek your insight into this? I find that when I'm building a business, I have this struggle. And I want to hear from your point of view. What do you see and how do you approach this? And then just stop talking. Listen. Listen. Take notes. Drill it in, allow yourself to begin to understand what people are telling you, okay? And of course, at the end of the day, you don't have to buy everything that this person is saying, right? Remember I said, nobody is here to have you copycat other people. But at the end of the day, you start to learn to draw other information, see things from a bigger, wider perspective, and grow from there. So this is task number one after you have listened to this. One of the simplest thing that you can begin to do for yourself is start noticing when you go out there and do things, every time you go, yes, but. Okay? What are all these things that you view as challenges and obstacles? Talk to people, think about it, keep chewing on it, talk to your team members about it, talk to somebody that you trust about it, talk to people that you feel are strong leaders about it. Cool?